So 18.2.
No, we're not off of eating latex dragon dildos or the whole. We still haven't resolved the God issue, so we're going to circle back to that in a minute. But
Kai, is there a God? Yes or no?
Hold on, Kai.
See, there we go. We got a lot of this.
I did.
Oh, Kai saw Black Panther. That's good.
Oh, cool. So we can talk about it. Wait, we talked about it.
We did talk about it
extensively.
But I do want to get his input on this real quick. Kai,
I have the memento disease.
How many tears did you shed during that movie? Did you shed any tears?
For the money that I lost.
Oh,
shit!
Unpopular opinion.
Wow,
Kai said he shed tears for the money that he lost. In case anyone can't hear him,
is wrong about a lot of things, as it turns out.
Nope. You know what? I respect your opinion, Kai.
I don't.
Hard stance.
Daniel doesn't respect your opinion.
We're all about hard stances on this podcast. Black Panther, good, bad. God, he either exists or he doesn't. You know, we gotta figure it out.
We only deal in absolutes.
Right. Yeah, we only deal in absolutes on this podcast.
But everyone in here agrees about The Last Jedi, right?
Yes.
Yes. Everyone whose opinion counts.
Yes.
So
Daniel, we can talk later.
Yeah.
18.2 and 18.2a happened. I know that I did it. I know that Chase did it because I watched him a couple times. Gentlemen?
I did the cliff scaling, which I talked about on the podcast, which is expand the time cap to 24 minutes instead of 12.
And?
I finished the WOD portion in 21:21, which,
brutal.
Which gave me enough time to do a 2:45 clean.
That's really impressive, actually.
Exactly, yeah. I tried for 2:65 but failed. But also, I want to add an additional caveat. Before I did the workout, since I haven't power cleaned in like 9 months, I just worked up to a 1 rep max power clean, and sure enough, set a PR, set a 275 PR. Just so that again, the key. We've learned 2 things on this podcast. The key to losing weight is not working out, and the key to getting better at Olympic lifts is to not do them.
Ignore them.
Ignore them
altogether.
I didn't do anything. Again.
Tight.
I did some curls. I did some dumbbell bench.
Very weird.
I did some squats. Some pull-ups.
I mean, you basically did the workout just deconstructed, just put it all together.
This is true.
What the fuck?
I'm just weaker on all of my lifts now, and not fit at all. And I don't want to embarrass myself, cause I need affirmation from everyone all of the time.
How does that help? How does this help? How does this help that?
I don't know. I don't. But yeah. But I'm glad you guys did. I'm curious how Chase and Giannis did. James. Not you, Armin, but Chase and Giannis.
Chase, how did you do?
Well, I got through it. I had to redo it to try to get a faster time, but I was happy with my first score. So the first time I did it, I got 5:01 on the Metcon, and then that left me with a lot of time to get up to a 297-pound clean.
Yeah!
Holy crap!
So on that particular day, that was Saturday, I remembered how to clean. And I was actually cleaning really well. Like I finished that Metcon, and I was like, this might be the best workout, like best warm-up for a heavy clean I've ever done in my life. I feel great. And I walked away from that workout knowing I'd have to redo it on Monday. And I was like, man, there's no way, if I go faster on that first part, there's no way that's going to possibly hurt me. I have plenty of time to recover before this clean. And what I discovered on Monday is that I was very, very wrong. And a lot of things happen to the human body whenever you push it to the edge that are unexplainable. Like, for instance, I finished it the first time, my legs were torched, but I was like, this is okay. I finished it the second time, and I think I looked Arm in the eyes and I said, can you kill me? Because
what was your time the second time?
Is pain. 4:41.
Okay, so about 20 seconds off. Do you think any of that was insufficient recovery time between the first attempt and the second attempt?
I don't know. There was I didn't do anything Sunday, and I didn't do anything all day Monday. And I worked out early Saturday. I did the workout at 10. So I felt like I had plenty of time.
So what was your clean the second time?
286.
286.
But it was still impressive. It was the ugliest power clean I've ever seen.
It was disgusting. So
did you put it on top of your power belly and then
pretty
almost
like Eddie Hall style?
I did 225 for my first one just to get under my belt. I power cleaned that, and then my intention was to do 256 as a squat clean, and that didn't happen. I just power cleaned it, so I was like, oh shit, I hit it. Went up to 276, missed, and I was like, oh, I gotta figure out how to squat clean. So I dropped back down to 226, and it was the worst squat clean I've ever felt in my life. And I just said fuck it and went back up to 275.
We're going all hips on this next clean. Yeah, it's a hard thing to do to transition from power cleans, especially when you're tired, to transition from power cleans to squat cleans. Your body just sort of forgets how to do it.
It's definitely a no-go.
Yeah,
it's not a good idea.
All the time, like it's like, well, when it gets heavy, I'm going to start squat cleaning, and then you attempt it and you power clean, and it's like, hey, I thought you were going to squat clean that. I also thought that was going to happen.
Strange. I was also under that same impression.
But then it didn't happen.
None of that quick twitch muscle stuff worked the second time. It just it was gone.
But still too impressive. So the first one, was that not officially recorded?
No, it was.
Oh, it was.
I have record of it.
Okay.
But you have to pick a score. You can't like mismatch them. I couldn't take the clean from the first time and put it with my better time. Which is
Gotcha. So
bullshit.
which one puts you higher?
The clean would have put me higher.
Yeah, if he was going for his individual score, putting his first score would have been a lot. He would have been like maybe 50 or 60 spots higher overall in the region than he was.
Which sucks because like I finished that the second time. I was like, man, I fucking did the time I needed to do. But I was greeted with Armin going, you gotta go with that first score, man. Instantly, like everything you just did, you know, this pain you feel, pointless.
Wasn't worth it.
Well, to be totally fair, I didn't say you've got to go with that first score. I said if you're interested in being like maximizing your individual portion, you have to go with that first score. But because he's aiming to help his team at CrossFit Yagaru.
How does the second score help his team better?
So-
Because again, keep in mind, I don't know anything about the Affiliate Cup because who cares?
It's
But
well, I don't know if you could really officially call it the Affiliate Cup anymore, but yeah, basically, sure.
yeah.
It's like the team competition.
Is it not all specific to affiliates?
It
now
should
with
be,
the
but
changes?
it's like people are moving around all
Okay.
over the place. Doesn't really matter.
Lies is what you're saying.
Yes.
It's all lies.
So the team competition, because it's 4 individuals per team, 2 men, 2 women, the way the Open works for scoring teams is it just takes, of all the people on that team's roster, it could be 100 people on the roster, but it just takes the 2 best men and the 2 best women to combine scores, and then that's what the team scores. So the same people don't have to score every event across the Open. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So 18.2 counted as its own scored event, and 18.2A counted as its own scored event. So Chase's time the second time around on 18.2 was better. It was one of the best ones in the gym. Was it the best one or the second best one? Second best one in the gym. So it was more beneficial to the team for him to put in his second score because they had a lot of other people who were stronger than him who did better on the cleans.
Gotcha.
And it doesn't have to be the same person.
Gotcha. Interesting.
So
Yeah. So it was good. I mean, right now he's in what, like 179th in South Central, 137th in Texas, and he probably would be like 125th if he had put in his first score, just because of the difference between the cleans. That was a really surprising portion for 18.2 for me, like watching Chase do it again and kind of doing that math really quickly, seeing that like he was 20 seconds faster on the first portion that only gained maybe 15 spots overall, but he was like 11 pounds lighter and that dropped him 600 spots.
Oh.
I was like, man, you're fucked. You are fucked. And then talking to his coach afterwards, I was like, Mike, that's really interesting. He's like, yeah, it looks like Chase forgot how to clean today. And I was like, yeah, it looked like he did. He goes, he doesn't really know how to clean to begin with, so that's a challenge for him. And I was like, ugh. You said it, not me.
Well, it's like we asked him to clean, and he just rolled the barbell across the floor, going, whoop, 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 whoop.
Why not
He
Zoidberg?
really forgot.
I think the key to getting to the ideal programming next year for Chase is to show Chase's coach the picture of him as a wrestler and see how much more jacked he was in the upper body, so that the coach will then program for him. I can only assume wrestling over the course of the next year in order to acquire the strength to then do the to clean better.
So, fun fact: Chase is actually ranked higher than noted professional wrestler and guy who's richer than Chase, Seth Rollins.
Wow.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
What
Colby
do I
Lopez.
do to
Colby
gain
Lopez.
his
Old
own
Colby.
Colby Lopez, eh?
7,276th place in the world, and Chase is in 2,369th place in the world. So Chase is currently basically in the top 1%.
Yeah.
Top
So
1.5%.
do I just write
You
Seth
fucking
on
1%er.
Instagram and ask him for all of his assets?
Yes.
and
Yes.
keys
Yeah.
to his house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys never.
You would.
And you can share hair care tips as well.
Fucking
How?
Wall Street.
Exactly.
Wall Street.
We're out here on Main Street.
That's right.
Fucking
Main
one
Street versus
percenter.
Wall Street.
Armin, talk about your experience.
occupying
because
this table
I was
right now.
very, I was very skeptical about whether you'd finish the MetCon.
You what?
Finish it.
For real?
No. Remember when we were doing the live announcement? You're like, well, I'll probably take a 4-minute break and then hit my first clean and then hit another clean in 2 more minutes. I was like,
Did I say that?
you said something like
No,
that.
I think what I said
I might have
was
said that before we watched two
Yeah.
elite athletes
when I
perform it.
when I texted you, I was aiming for around 7 minutes to finish the Metcon, and I was a little slower than that. I finished at like 8:14, something like that. My burpees are just super fucking slow, so that's that has been an issue for me, and will continue to be an issue for me because I don't fucking practice them, so it doesn't really matter. But turns out 3.5 minutes, not a lot of time to do some heavy cleans. So I went with I'm hoping to squat clean this. Oh fuck, I'm actually power cleaning this. Like, surprise body, you're power cleaning this now. I went with that strategy.
the element of
and-
surprise is key.
Right.
Yeah. It's
Right.
like that's one way to win against your body is to take it off guard like
Yeah,
that.
it's called muscle confusion.
Yes.
Look it up. So I hit I think my first lift I went 205, 235, 255, and then I had about a minute left.
Mm-hmm.
And my original goal was 265. The 255 felt really good, and my original goal was like 265. And I'd been texting a really good friend of mine, Aris, before it started, and I was like, dude, I think I might try and go for 265. And he's like, do 285. Don't be a bitch. And I was like, okay. Well, and he and we trained together every day for like 2.5 years, 3
Yeah.
years in LA. So, we're both in different places.
He just doesn't know how much weaker and less fit you've gotten.
I think we both know how much weaker and less fit we've each gotten, so we can kind of guess it off of each other. So I was like, okay, I can do 285, and none of this matters,
Yeah.
right? So I went for 285 on my last attempt, and I tried to go for it twice in the last 30 seconds, and both times I just barely missed it forward.
Yeah.
It was a bummer. It was close. It was actually surprisingly close.
Yeah.
But it turns out that when you don't practice cleaning heavy, your body kind of forgets how to clean heavy.
Yes.
So
You know
weird.
somebody-
Unless the opposite happens.
Unless the opposite happens and then you PR your clean.